Friends, today we are talking about an event so terrifying, so unexpected, that it has shaken not only India but the entire world. An event that will forever remain etched in history. The tragic crash of a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, an aircraft once hailed as one of the safest in the world. This was no ordinary accident. It was a sudden, violent disaster, one that turned an ordinary morning into an inferno of destruction. A journey that should have led to new beginnings instead ended in unimaginable tragedy. A date now written in blood, June 12, 2025. It was a Thursday morning in Ahmedabad. The time was 6:45 a.m. The sky was calm, the kind of clear blue that makes pilots smile and passengers relax. The sun's first rays painted the city in gold, while the streets slowly came alive. Vendors prepared tea, students hurried for classes, and families were waking up to another ordinary day. No one knew that in less than a minute, the city's peace would be replaced by fire and screams. The flight of hope at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, Air India Flight AI-171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, was preparing for departure. Its destination, London Gatwick Airport. On board were 242 souls, 230 passengers, men, women, children from different walks of life, 12 crew members, trained professionals dedicated to ensuring a safe journey. Some passengers were flying to reunite with loved ones. Others were traveling for work, education, or long-awaited vacations. There were excited tourists, anxious business travelers, and even people making life-changing moves abroad. For many, this was supposed to be a flight toward new dreams. For some, the most important journey of their lives. No one knew it would be their last. The aircraft taxied to the runway, its twin Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engines roaring to life. At 6:46 a.m., the nose lifted and the plane began climbing into the morning sky. But just 47 seconds later, at only 625 feet above the ground, something went terribly wrong. The nose dipped, the engine screamed at irregular pitch. Inside the cockpit, red warnings lit up. Then came the last message to air traffic control. We are experiencing loss of lift, trying to stabilize. Before the controller could respond, silence. No further transmissions. Moments later, the unimaginable happened. The impact, fire from the sky. The Dreamliner descended sharply, almost vertically, and slammed straight into the BJ Medical College hostel in Meghaninagar, Ahmedabad. It was a large hostel, home to dozens of medical students, future doctors of India. At that moment, some were still asleep. Others were reading, chatting, or eating breakfast. A massive explosion tore through the building. Concrete walls crumbled, the roof collapsed, and a ball of fire engulfed everything. Witnesses recall hearing a sound like the sky itself had cracked open. Hell inside the hostel. The crash turned the hostel into a scene from a nightmare. Plates of half-eaten food remained on tables. Textbooks lay buried under debris. Rooms were filled with black smoke, lit only by the orange glow of flames. Within seconds, laughter and quiet study had been replaced by screams, choking coughs, and the roar of fire. At least 24 people inside the hostel died instantly, including 5 medical students. 4 young women pursuing their MBBS degrees. 1 postgraduate resident, Dr. 40 more, were critically injured, many with life-threatening burns. Even those who survived will carry the trauma forever. Outside, the surrounding neighborhood was shaken by the impact and the fire. Some residents were injured by flying debris, though no fatalities occurred beyond the hostel. The scene of destruction. When firefighters reached the site, they were met with overwhelming heat. The wreckage was almost unrecognizable. The fire was so intense, one firefighter said, that the aircraft's structure had melted into the debris. Identifying the victims was almost impossible. For hours, rescue workers battled the flames, cutting through twisted metal and broken walls, searching for survivors. How could this happen? The Boeing 787 Dreamliner is one of the most advanced commercial aircraft in the world. It has an excellent safety record, and yet here it lay in ruins. The aircraft involved wasn't brand new, but it wasn't too old either. It had logged over 43,000 flight hours and underwent regular maintenance. Initial findings point to a catastrophic loss of lift during takeoff. This could have been caused by incorrect flap settings, landing gear issues, insufficient engine thrust. India's AAIB, Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, DGCA, Boeing, and the US NTSB have launched a joint investigation. They are looking not just at technical faults, but also at possible human error and air traffic control response. Boeing under the microscope. This isn't the first time Boeing has been in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. The 737 MAX disasters are still fresh in memory, and now the Dreamliner's reputation is under question. Countries worldwide are reviewing the safety of the Boeing 787 after this crash. Global Shockwave's Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered his condolences to the victims' families. From the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer and King Charles III expressed their grief. Air India has opened helplines and set up support centers for relatives. But nothing can undo the fact that 242 lives were lost in less than a minute. The black box, the final witness. 2 vital pieces of evidence were recovered. Cockpit voice recorder, CVR, captures everything the pilot said. Flight data recorder, FDR, logs every control input, speed, altitude, and engine reading. From early analysis, investigators know that the plane lost lift within 20 seconds of takeoff. The pilot's last words were, "Mayday, losing lift." Moments later, the transponder signal vanished. The plane fell at a rate of 475 feet per minute, hitting the hostel almost nose first. The investigation is ongoing. The sole survivor. Seat 11A. Amid the devastation, there is one survivor from the plane itself, a passenger seated in 11A. Badly burned but conscious, he is under heavy medical care. Investigators hope he can provide a first-hand account of those final seconds in the air. A city in mourning. The hostel stands as a blackened shell. For students who lived there, every sound, every rumble of an engine overhead now sparks fear. The walls no longer echo with the sound of lectures or friendly conversations. Instead, they hold the memory of one terrible morning when a plane fell from the sky. In the unfinished story, this is not the full truth. Not yet. Many injured are still fighting for their lives in hospitals. The death toll may rise. The black box will tell us more in the coming weeks. Perhaps it will reveal a simple technical fault. Or perhaps it will uncover a flaw so deep it shakes the aviation industry to its core. Until then, the story of Air India Flight AI-171 remains both a tragedy and a mystery.